get the operator to operate the horse, I can see where they could make it a little bit better, sometimes a whole lot better. But we have a responsibility, especially if we're training a horse for somebody else, that we ensure that just because I can do something with the horse, or you can do something with the horse. Now what I'm doing here, I'm fumbling with my gloves. And it's just what it is. The other day in Colorado, just 3 days ago, it was 79 or 80 degrees. And I come up here, and it was 18 this morning. It's warmed up a little bit since then. And the horse went for a trailer ride the other day, and he got the rope all green. We rinsed it, and it decided to get a little stiff. But anyway, it's getting cold enough. We're not going to make a habit of putting a blanket on, but if it gets really nasty, CJ decided, well, maybe that would be a good thing to film today. So if we're focused, we'll see if there's any big burrs on the horse or anything. Everybody thinks, oh, they've got to have a $27 brush to brush your horse. If you take this rope and brush it all over him, the tail might tickle him. But if it's a little warmer, maybe you'd put a little sweat in it and a little dirt. Let's see if you can rub on this side for a while. Anyhow, back to the responsibility. We have responsibility to the horse as well as responsibilities to the owner, operator. It's not fair if the operator doesn't know any more than what Grandpa said. Get on them, kick them to go, pull them to whoa. By the way, get the heck out of the way. No, you don't slam dunk. You see how well you can present yourself to the horse to do as little as possible to get as much done. A lot of us do way too much, then we go way more than what the horse needed. There. All I needed was him to look over there. Now he said, what's this all about? He said, well, just take a look over there now. He says, oh, I might need a little help. He hadn't seen me for a few days. He came down Saturday, and this is Thursday, so yeah, he's got stories to tell me. He got stories to tell me. This is a spot right here where I'm standing in between both eyes. That means this side of the brain, that side of the brain are looking at me, both of them thinking that, hey, it's okay. A lot of times we stand here, our horse will be turned off over there, or he'll be looking this way a little bit, and what he's really looking for is, where can I go if the stuff hits the fan? No, he's looking right here, says, what are we going to do next? I'm going to ask you to stand back there. I will come and rub on you, but you're not going to come and rub on me. That's just the way it is. I can let him waller around and rub on me here, but then next summer when we get up on that big hill up there and I get off to take a look and he rubs and I'm 1,000 feet down, that didn't work out so well. So think about that when you're letting your horse maul all over you. By the way, he's growing. My wife hadn't seen him for, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 months. And all of a sudden she says, wow. She even offered to trade one of my good mules for this scrawny little horse that needs a wide load, and he's growing. No, but he got an adventure. He got a trailer ride. He got to see mules. He got to see other horses. He got to look at some funny-looking goats and some funnier-looking sheep. And he says, wow, I'm glad I'm in the body I'm in. I'd hate to be one of those guys. There you go. So anyway, CJ, bring that blanket out and I'll see what he thinks about it. We just try to stay in vision of the camera. I'm going to hold on real tight. If she gets it unwrapped, we'll just see what we've got. Well, she's struggling with the bag. Looks like the bag's winning right now, but she'll be here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He says, well, are we just going to hang out? I says, yeah, we could just hang out. By the way, since you're so crooked, why don't you hang out over there? Oh, he says, here comes a blanket. That's okay. There you go. Now, we better just see what we can do. We're probably going to get it dirty, so we might as well get it unsnapped and unbuckled and see what we got to do, because I know we can't zip it all up and have him crawl in it. He's good, but I don't think he's that good. Now, there's lots of ways to do this. Now, I can do this like this, and I bet this is how it's going to work out. We don't eat it, young man. I know. Or we can unbuckle it. Just walk back there. Walk there. And just, oh, the straps are buckled up underneath even. It won't go on that way. No, it's not. It just thought it was. So we'll just put that part on. Put it right on there. He's going to stay. Put it up there. Put it up there. There you go. You sit and hesitate and fool around, and he says, oh, I can't deal with that. Now, okay. Now we'll deal with buckles if no, gloves don't work. Gloves don't work, no matter how cold it is. Gloves that are good enough to... Now, what I should have done was figure out how the dadgum snaps work. There we go. Because snaps don't mean to be difficult. They weren't designed to be difficult. But sometimes the guy that put the blanket together didn't necessarily, he may never even saw a horse. He might have saw a movie once. And then again, it might have been a she. TJ, come and use the rope. Just enough to keep his teeth. He's just curious. That's all this is all about. And I have snaps that I have to get used to. I think that if I had more time, I could design a snap that anybody could use. But maybe I'll figure these out. There we go. Now, are we still in the green zone? Walk him out a little bit, and we'll just see, hey, walk him right out there. No, don't pull him out there. Take him for a walk. Go out the side. Go out the side. There you go. Don't drag. Zigzag. Oh, I got a couple more snaps. There you go. There you go. Don't tell anybody, but she's almost in the camera. I said that because they, oh, she's afraid she's going to turn red and overheat. Oh, wait a minute, let's see. Hold on there. Get back in the camera. Yeah, turn him sideways so we can see where all these straps and everything go. I don't care which direction. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Come on. You saw how you let his feet get stuck. Look here. He knows the difference. He knows the difference. He thinks he's got things to do. See, we're going to get out here and there. Okay. Now, what we've got to see. That's a big, long blanket. That looks like a big kid's blanket. Oh, it's a long ways over there. Now, oh, my shoulder just froze up. Now this blanket, if you turned him out, he'd probably last him 2 days. It's hard to say, because these guys aren't used to being in a stall and blanketed and do everything, and that's why I'm not the handiest person with a blanket. So, gotta hurry up and get these snaps before my fingers all freeze up. Yeah, this is that old Mustang Charlie horse. How'd you get that in your tail? Where you been hanging out with? Well, I don't think you're going to have any trouble putting a blanket on, but you just got to go back and say, I can do it, even if you have to get somebody's, get my gloves on and we'll go to work. Now, it might be different if you throw the rope up on him. It'll make some strange noises because he's got a blanket on. Oh, scary things. Oh, he's afraid you poked him in the eye. Oh, wait a minute, we got one snap in the wrong place. Oh yeah, that'll never work. I must have been standing on my head when he did that. Yeah, see there? See now, we learned something already. If we got a new piece of equipment, we should take it in the house and warm up ourselves, have a cup of chocolate, and figure out snaps and wells and bells and whistles and make your frozen tongue work good. Yeah. Now, here we go. Can we back up with the blanket on? Can we back up with the blanket on? Oh, no. There you go. There, we can go forward with the blanket on. Are we stuck? Now, a lot of people get some of these things going in the beginning with their horse, and then maybe they don't do them for 6 months or a year, and all of a sudden, wait a minute, we need to go back and review things once in a while. So, I don't usually have a great big plan when I come out and play with my horse. I have to come out and see what horse I'm playing with today. Might be the same horse, but he might have a different attitude. Maybe the coyotes kept him awake last night. Don't know. But anyway, his expression is usually curious. What are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? As well, while you're growing up, we're just going to scratch our head and see what you need to do. Yeah, see? Now. Oh, that's different, isn't it? Yeah, that had a snap, crackle, and pop. That didn't necessarily mean go somewhere. Yeah. But I'm not going to argue with you if your feet have to leave. Yeah, that blanket sounds different than just old hair. No, think about what we want. Think about what we want. Just put that rope up on there. Oh, it's slippery and won't stay. Yeah. Yeah. These noises could be just about the same as if he walked out and a big snowball rolled off the roof at the same time. But he doesn't get too rattled about things. But he has to figure out something from nothing. And maybe he's just anxious to show off. We don't care. Because we're spending time with our horse. No matter what we do is better than just saying, oh, it's too cold. If it's too cold, one day it'll be too hot. And then one day it'll be too windy. And then someday it's too wet. Then it's too dry. Those are just excuses. 1 through 4. If you work at it, you can get 954 excuses not to play with your horse. We should play with our horse and work on our attitude. Our attitude will reflect on the horse. He will look at us like he's looking in the mirror and says, I'm supposed to be jumpy, you better be jumpy. If I'm quick all the time, I better look out. But then again, if I'm tired, Ted, from Montana, and maybe that's being racist against Montana, I better take that back. But if we just walk around like this all the time, pretty soon that's about as fast as our horse can go. So we have to bring up our life sometimes and go somewhere. But then when we start thinking about it, maybe we need to slow down and think about it. Are you still with me? I got this rope awful tight. Do you hear? He's in a playful mood. Every once in a while his lips come over here and he says, let me help you carry that. You hear? You hear? Did we get stuck? Did we get stuck? Let's see if we can just get that end to move around. Be careful there. Be careful there. See, this hand is not going to hit you, but you might bump into it. Now, what I'm watching for is this foot to step in front of the outside foot. That's untracking him. It's not a move that he makes a lot in the pasture, but it's going to move we're going to make an awful lot of when we're riding him. We don't want him to step around and kick that foot out of the way. We want him to step back there, now step over there, step that foot under, step that foot under, step that foot under. Now maybe if I step back, we'll get the front to step around. We'll get back here, we're getting close to the camera, so we'll just go over here. We don't care, we'll go over here. We have a handle on the camera, so we don't have to worry about it. She'll holler if there. Get that foot to step over there. Get this foot to step back and over. Back and over. There, we want this foot to come around. There, there, there. No, there. We want to get in front a little bit. There, there. Every once in a while we get it. There we go. Come on around. He says, oh, I'm dizzy on that dance. Okay. Gonna play jump rope. I had a breeze coming down my neck someplace. I'm trying to figure out. Here, I thought we're in this nice barn. There. Oh, the rope's too short. Oh, that rope's too short. We just go find another one. Where did I put it? There it is. Come on. Gloves. Gloves. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that notch is close to your lips where you want to play, isn't it? You're a silly little guy. I suppose, after 25 years or so of being around Colorado and take time out to learn how to operate gloves. Just something I haven't gotten around with. I guess it never got cold enough. Well, now you're loose. What are you going to do? Oh, I know what you're going to do. You're going to switch ends of the rope. That's what we're going to do. Now don't run away unless you have to. Oh yeah. See, it's nice that even in this kind of weather your brain can still think, Dennis. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Now, let's see what we got operating for us. See if we can go over here. I don't care if you come or not. I don't care if you come or not. Just get this out of the way and I don't have to trip on it. Where are you going? Let's go over here. You stuck? Oh, he tied himself in a knot. Stepped on the rope. I wondered why he didn't come along. Okay. Oh, now you're standing on the rope again. 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 Now what are we going to do? Let's go over there. Go out that way for a while. That way. This might be... I don't know if we've worked him on a long line in here or not. He thinks he's on a 12-footer, but we don't care. You can see how tight he's carrying that. You can also notice while he's going around here, most of the time he's bent like a banana. Every once in a while, his ear will look outside and say, what are the guys doing out there without me? Well, that was terrible. Actually, it's pretty good. He's lined up pretty close on me. That big exhale will prove to him that we're not in a fighting mood. That if I relax, exhale, he can find a way to relax and exhale. I'm going to ask him just to go on a little bit more. And I'm going to play with this rope a little bit. And this is not chasing him. This is just something that's come along. The rope didn't make any difference at all. Didn't make him go faster. Didn't make him stop and stare. Six months ago, I wouldn't think he was big enough to rope a jackrabbit. But he's growing up. We might be able to rope goats someday. We want to get that rope to where, oh, there. Yeah, he could make it. Yeah, you could make it. Going around there. Doesn't take a lot to get the little guy going. Let's see if we can go back and try to walk again. I don't know if I roped that or how that gets sticking way out there. There we go. Let's see if maybe we can fix it up to change directions. It's a lot of rope, isn't it, huh? Yeah. Don't trip on it. Don't trip on it. Yeah. Every once in a while, it doesn't hurt to run into the end of it either. There, that's a pretty tight rope. Probably wear it out in the middle. He said, oh, that water bucket's over there. He said, I probably thirst out here in this hot desert sun. What do you think, mister? What would happen if I would lift my hand up here? I should have waited a little bit. There, you're thinking about it. Oh, we got that knot there for you to play with. Yeah, that knot is a bigger distraction than what? Yeah. Yeah. We had to put that knot in your tail. Yeah. You look like that rascal that come walking down the road. Yeah, the devil come down the road one day and they got roped. Some cowboys roped him and he tied knots in his tail. Yeah, I'm going to fix this up a little bit. You didn't shrink. Probably had something to do with gloves. We can blame a lot of things on gloves. Oh. Let's see. Oh, pretty scary. Let's see if that works on the other side. We're just waiting for him to grow up a little bit. CJ's not in a hurry. She's got 2 horses that aren't quite worn out yet. Got quite a few miles left in them. But she's going to come to a day when they need a day off. Maybe they need a couple of days off. So if she works it right, she's got a Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday horse. But then she's got another horse for Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday. Then she's got the super horse for Sunday. That's just the way it is. Now, actually, when she gets it together, she'll be able to just say, well, let's see, who did I work yesterday? Well, you're done for the day. And just spin the bottle and say who's next. And after she's got 2 done, she'll say, well, the third one's easy. He's the only one left. So, if you don't have a favorite, but you treat every one of them like your favorite, you get a lot more done. They know the difference. My mules say, why do you always take him? Why don't you take me? And I got so many things going on with the mules. Now my horses say, how come I'm relegated to the peanut squad? How come you let her ride me all the time? Because you can teach her things that I can't. The horse is still your best teacher, but you have to have some idea of what you'd like to learn. Now, if you want to see where your horsemanship has come, maybe you need to go back and watch an old B Western movie. I watched the Cisco Kid the other night, and they got cowboys riding like this, and they're just barely out of a walk. You got their legs stuck out like that. Their horse's head's way up here, and their mouth is about this wide open. But that's the way it was. That was probably, some of those movies are in the 40s and the 50s. Some of it was the camera technology. But a lot of it is because a lot of horses had to go out and go right to work, and they had to make sure they could get to town and back, or go rob a bank, or hold up a stagecoach. They didn't have to have a whole lot of finesse. We don't have to have a lot of finesse, but it sure makes the day go better, makes your horse feel better, makes you feel better. So Put some quality into it. Put some quality into it. A lot of us get in such a hurry that our horse learns how to survive. What we'd like to know is how to get along better and better and better. And you see how tight I'm tugging on him. We might even walk past the haystack and see how bad he gets distracted. He says, oh no, I'm not falling for that one. And that's okay too. So, oh, he's just got me that. He had an idea what was coming on that story. Maybe I can catch him the other way. We'll go back here and see. Funny how those gloves keep finding their way into my pockets. Yeah. And now, let's see if we can intentionally get that up there. Get this up here. Get that up there. Get that over there. Get that over there. Drop that around there. Now just go back. I'm not going to pull. Oh, he got a hold of a blanket now. See, that's why that blanket wouldn't last long if it was outside. No, we're not going to tear up the blanket. I know you could do it even with me on here. There we go. There. Yeah. The rope had a little struggle there, but it wasn't the rope's fault. No. It wasn't the rope's fault. He says, oh, I just not used to having that blanket on. Oh, looky there. Yeah, you knew what was coming that time. Let's find out if that was an accident. Yeah, because you got this pretty snap over here. Got this pretty snap over here. Now, see, it's not about a sneak. Not about a sneak. It's about, oh, we can touch places. There. What are you looking at me for? There. There. Yeah. Oh, looky there. I caught that one just in time. Gotta find where the thumb is. I think maybe I can catch him. Now, I'm going to walk straight away and see if he decides to come along. I think this is a 25-foot rope. It might be 30. It's something I put together back in the days when I rented a couple of warm bloods. That's funny, back when I was training a lot of horses, I'd get an Arab in for training, and all of a sudden I get that horse going, and all of a sudden several Arabs, because the Arab owner had Arab friends. Then I'd get a quarter horse, and all of a sudden I'd have a batch of quarter horses. I get a Tennessee Walker in. I had 3 or 4 Tennessee Walkers. It's funny. The horses just told me what kind of people they hung out with. I was trying to think back when it was, in the late 60s, early 70s, when people showed Arabian horses. They wanted to enter the show ring with their feet about that high off the ground. They'd get them strutting, and they'd use a plastic bottle full of rocks and shake it and make them all nutty, run around and impress the judge, make a champion out of them, then come back and say, Dennis, now make him rideable. Well, they turned out, but believe me, it was a lot more difficult than just taking them like this guy started out. Start out kind of slow, let him be a horse, teach him a little bit as you go instead of teaching him to be nutty, then try to teach him to be quiet. Let him be quiet. Let him be quiet. There. Now, you're backed out of it. Well, we'll just try again. We'll just put it up here and try again. We'll put this right over here. And if I can get my gloves to work, we'll get a knot. There we go. Doesn't have to be a fancy knot. I think the gloves are going to make it. Now what we have to... Now we got something else to play with, don't you? Yeah, now you got something else to play with. I need to stick that in my mouth, I guess. I'm going to figure it out in a minute. The gloves are different for him, too. He says, oh, that's something else that smells different, feels different. He never tried to chew on my fingers like this. Now, I'm going to come over here. Get rid of that. Only have one glove at a time. There. You're something. Yeah, you're something. A lot of this, he just says, oh, I just need more attention. Okay. Now, we've done this a couple of times before. And I usually have a rope or even a string the other day around his waist. There. But here, this is a little bit different. Yeah. Now we'll see if we can say maybe we'll fix this up. We'll fix this up. We really will. And we'll go this way. Yeah, it's different with a blanket and a shorter rope. But we'll get things working here a little bit. Yeah, we'll work it. We'll just work it. We'll work it. Yeah. See, we don't care if he's cold and frisky or if that rope's bothering him, because normally I have two long lines and I'm way back there. And what he needs to do is learn how to wear this right here. When it quits bothering him, he'll settle down a little bit. In the meantime, he's staying warm. He's keeping me, or allowing me to get warm. You can't keep me warm if I've never been warm. But we're getting there. Oh, looky there. Yeah, looky there. Chucky darn. Chucky darn. Little tight in there. Little rope over here. Little rope over here. Little rope over here. Think about it. Think about it. What would happen if your nose would go around there? There you go. Yeah. It doesn't matter. We got a lot of new things going here. We got a blanket that occasionally gets in the way. We got a rope that comes there. Oh, that was a lot better. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get fancy someday. Now, looky what we got going here. Notice how both reins, doesn't matter if they're low and slow. If you can see, there's not a big struggle going on. Now we're going to go over here, and what we're going to do, we're going to add that Look what happened there. Oh, that was a lot smoother. Didn't find a buckle to get caught on that time. Uh-oh, there's that knot hanging down there by the teeth again. Oh, yeah, well, this rope is probably 15 years old at least. We got our use out of it. There we go. Now, we're going to now, there's what we're trying to do is get back here, get that butt over there, 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 there. Now, if you quit trying to look at me, we'd get this worked out. It's not working all that bad anyway. Not working all that bad anyway. Yeah, so we'll push over here, and you can go that way. Go on. There you go. Go on. Follow through there. Go on. There you go. No, you don't have to look at me. I know, you got pretty blankets. There. There. Don't leave without me. Yeah. Walk on. I think if those buckles were up a foot higher, I'd be a lot happier. But, no worry. No worry. Oh, that was nice. Look what happened. You relax and I can relax. We can do this together. When I get behind him, he doesn't know which eye to look at. See, that blanket sticks out, makes it a little harder for him to see me. Let's see if we can take another step with that foot. Now, we got this blanket on and I can't see where his head is. But we're doing all right. There. We're doing all right. See that? Caught under the blanket again. Now let's just see if we can start there. Put a little there. Go on. There you go. Yeah. I think this probably is our third time, but the lines were, each line was as long as this line. So it makes a difference when you're up here and he's trying to say what's going on, because we're going to stop again in a minute. Now I'm going to get right behind him. Now, I'm going to see if I can rub him on the right and see if his head will come over here to the right. Oh, there. See that? Both ears are on me. He said, no, that's not quite it. Get this under the blanket. Here we go. There. All we want. All we want. Now, under the blanket. Yeah, these are new things. They're not just for him. They're new for me. I don't remember the last time I put a blanket on one of my horses. It was probably 20 years ago. I did a clinic in Arizona. I left my house in Pagosa Springs. It was 15 degrees. And they said, oh, Arizona's a good time to work. Oh, we're in the 60s. They forgot to tell me that was at 6 o'clock in the morning. And at noon it was 104. The first clinic took 2 days just to get the first day done. So we had to do the second day the next week. It's just too hot. Take a horse out of 15 degrees and go into 100 degrees. I'd say that's a big change. Rather than try to get it perfect, oh, that was a nice stop. We just drop everything, trust him not to walk off, or chew the end of the rope off real quick, whichever comes first.